In this lesson, we're going to talk about beveling the edges of an object when the object has a fairly round corner on it. Alright, so if you take a look at our object here, you can see that it's basically a cube that has a fairly round corner. And what we want is we want to put a nice tight bevel along this edge right here and finish the object off. So if I select this, first off we'll just do one just as is, and you will notice that there's no information, no faces under here. So let's grab all of these edges right here and we'll go ahead and bevel those. That's going to be under Edit Mesh, Bevel, and we'll go into the bevel node for this and we'll do 2 segments, and the fraction will change to maybe 0.2. Alright, so you can see we've got a nice bevel on here now. As always, when you create a bevel on an open edge like this, you're going to get extra faces. So we'll make sure to delete all of those. Alright, if I smooth this and I go in and put a blend on this, you can kind of see what this geometry is doing. So we have a big n-gon here that we need to take care of, but we're getting a lot of this weird pattern happening as well. And what's going to happen with that is we're going to get weird artifacts on our bevel. You can see we're just kind of getting some weird shading issues going on there, and you can see it from different areas. There's a good one right there. You can see that little dark line there. So not a very good way to go about building this. So we need to split this up a little bit because we do have an n-gon here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into my multi-cut tool, and I'll split from there to there, and I will split from there to there. Let's go ahead and grab all of these verts and we'll snap those in alignment to that, and we'll grab these and we'll snap them in alignment to that one, so we have some nice straight lines. Alright, let's hit 3 again just so we can see what it's doing. We've split that up, but we still have this n-gon here, and we've got a lot of tweaking on this bevel right here. So let's go ahead and split this a little bit more. Now, we know that the n-gon's not going to work out for us, so I'll go ahead and go to my multi-cut tool again, and this time I'm going to go ahead and just split this into triangles so we can see what happens. One last one there. Alright, we'll hit the 3 key. You can see this is still pretty wobbly here, and again we do have triangles in there. And if we look at this bevel, you can see that we do still get a little bit of weirdness going on in the bevel right there. If you hit it at just the right angle, you can see it. It's not as bad as it was, and you can see that just from the wobbliness here. But we do still have a scenario where we have triangles in here that we need to fix. So, one solution to this would be to take these edges and delete them, and so now we have triangles built up in here, and we'll hit the 3 key, and you can see that that actually moved us back to this weird scenario where we have all of these arcs in there, and you can see that in the bevel right here. Notice this bevel is a lot thicker than it is right there, so you can kind of see some of those weird artifacts. So not the best scenario for us. So we need to take care of this, even though we do have quads right here. So let's talk about a different method. And I'm going to grab my multi-cut tool again, and we're going to go ahead and split these. And we'll split that one as well. So we're going to go ahead and split this one more time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dragging here, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key. And I'm going to snap it at 20%. Then I'm going to come over here and snap it at 20. That one wanted to go 80, but you know it's still the same number. 80, go 20 there, 20, and finally we'll stop at 20 right there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to take all of these edges, every other one, and we'll delete those. So we're back to the same scenario that we were at previously, but notice we've continued this row of quads all the way up past the bevel, and we've stopped it right there rather than stopping it right on the bevel. That's really the important part here, is that we're taking all of this stuff, all of this information that was bad, and we're pushing it forward to an area that's very flat right here. So we're getting it away from this bevel region right here. It's very crucial that we get this bevel, but it's not as crucial right here when all of these points are on a flat plane. So let's hit the 3 key. We're still getting this pattern right here, but on a flat surface this is okay. And you'll notice that we have a utterly perfect bevel right here. And you can tell that when we hit 3 by the flow of the geometry. Notice this is flowing perfectly right on those bevels, and all of this is contained up in an area right there. Alright, so there's a look at how we can contain some of the bad geometry and get it off of the bevel regions where it's actually going to matter and where it's going to create shading problems. See you in the next lesson.